Hoi there everyone, this is FatesFanboy speaking, and welcome back to another Inazuma 11 GO Strikers video. Today we are breaking with the numbering of the videos. We're starting fresh today, actually. As you may have seen in the last video, we definitively closed off the story mode by defeating Inazuma Legend Japan. And with that victory, like I said, the story mode is now finished. We've literally covered all of the content in that mode. So I set out to ask you guys what you wanted next for this series. I mentioned in the last video that I would set up a poll to decide what was going to happen next. We were going to do either the exhibition matches, which would be hunting for a platinum medal, or we were going to do the tournament mode, which would have a twist of its own, which I would reveal if it was chosen, and as it happens, it did get chosen. The turnout for the poll was a bit more meager than I would have expected, but I'd still like to thank everyone who took time out of their day to drop their vote on the poll. Now, about the championship mode. In this mode, you face 3 teams back to back to back without any opportunity to switch out players. It's a bit of a marathon between the different teams. Now, we're obviously just going to start at the beginning today, but just to give you a bit of an insight, yeah, they're kind of sorted by era, and some of them are sorted by theme, and then they're also kind of following the route of the story mode. For example, you've got Raimon, Royal Academy Zeus here, and then Chaos Alias Dark Emperors. This is all the first map. So I mentioned a minute ago or so that this new series is going to have its own special twist, and to the keen observer you may have already noticed what's going on here. I took out a lot of the players we had in the last episode. I think I only retained 3, but those 3 we're not even going to use. To explain more clearly what's going to happen, let me just quickly go over to the team management section. So, here we are. This is our beautiful team going into the first tournament. And perhaps now the penny has started to drop. Perhaps now you see the gimmick that's going on. I'm only going to be using players that appear in the teams we're going to face in this tournament. So, for example, we're going to be playing the first tournament today, which is going to be against Raimon, Royal Academy, and Zeus. So we'll only be using players from Raimon, Royal Academy, and Zeus, obviously. Now, perhaps, as was to be expected, I had to twist the rules a tiny bit, because as it happens, across Raimon, Royal Academy, and Zeus, we only recruited 6 players during the story mode playthrough. And for the record, I'm not going to be recruiting characters specifically for the purpose of building teams like this. I'm going to be using players that we already recruited through story mode means. So the way in which I bent the rules is, yes, I picked players from Raimon, Royal Academy, and Zeus, ones that we recruited throughout the story mode playthrough. But since I couldn't fill a team with only 6 players, obviously, I also decided to take any subsequent alternative versions of those players. So like you can see, I have Jim from Raimon, but I also have Jim of the Dark Emperors. Same goes for Steve and Nathan, and then for Aphrodite, I obviously have a Zeus version, but I also have his International All-Stars version. And then for Samford, I have his Royal Academy version and Royal Redux version. And on the bench, there's another version of King and Samford, respectively from Neo National and Inazuma Japan. As you will also see, now that I've shown off the bench, yes, Alpha, Beta, and Gamma are there. I did that on purpose because, as per this game's programming, you can't leave any empty spots on the team that you've built, so I kinda had to put these 3 in because I ran out of characters. But rest assured, we're not going to be using them in this match or in any of the matches until we face Protocol Omega, that is. Also, one last thing, I did give priority to the original players, so as you can see, while I do have Neo National King on the bench, I'm instead going to be featuring Royal Academy King first and foremost, just to nuance the power difference a bit. Because let's be honest, even if I'm going to be using players from Raimon, Royal Academy, and Zeus, this first tournament is still going to be a cakewalk, most likely. I don't know how much they amped up the power of these teams in the tournament mode. I imagine it's not too much. And then as a final note, before we head into the tournament mode for real, there are still a few pending requests, and by all means, drop some more in the comments because I am still accepting them, but I think I will be fulfilling them at the end of the episode rather than right now, because most likely most of the recommendations we cannot use as per my self-installed rules, so it's probably just more practical to recruit to at the end of the episode. But for now, we're heading into the tournament mode, and we're going up against Raimon, Royal Academy, and Zeus. Let's go! Immediately you notice different music. Yeah, there it is. That's the sequence we'll be going in. No opportunity to switch our team, or rather to switch characters out of our team. I'll go into the formation a bit more during the match. I'm sure I'll have enough time for that. So let's just see what we can do against this Raimon. Let's see how interesting of a match this is going to be. There we go. Man, it again has been quite a while since I played this game. Well, it's not entirely true, actually. I'm so glad we have Kakuma Keita back as the commentator, because man, that other guy was starting to annoy me to no end. But yeah, the reason I say it's not entirely true that I haven't played this game in a while is because I obviously had to train up all these characters to get their full blue bars and everything. There we go. Now, I did put this Royal Redux version of Samford as a forward, and I think it will be a great boon to our team. But the one problem with this version of Samford is that he's very fragile. He's like a glass cannon, you know? He can pull off Emperor Penguin 1 once, and then he's basically out of TP. Which can probably be remedied, but man, there we go. It's not even necessary to use that move right now. It's not even necessary to pull off Emperor Penguin 1. And I think that's going to be a running theme. We're just going to be challenging these teams that have a considerably lower power level than us. That's what I figured. I figured they'd go for Fire Rooster. Let's go, actually. We get to see some... Ooh, a chain shot? Okay. Yeah, we get to see some co-op moves that haven't been pulled off before. I like that. Now let's see what King is worth. I think he should do fine, honestly. Yeah, there we go. Even though he only has C goalkeeping, I think. This also means that we have some of our boys back. We have Steve back, the GOAT. We have Jim back. And Aphrodite, of course, features twice now. That's twice the enjoyment. Yes. I also took off Ozone Flare from this Nathan because I wanted to have some diversity. The Nathan that we have on defense right now does obviously have Ozone Flare, because, you know, he needs to block. But I wanted to have some diversity in the moves here and there. You'll see that the same goes for the two Aphrodites I've installed. The one has God Break. I think that's the one from Zeus, the one with the higher kick stat. And the other one has... Hello? Did Steve really just... Did he really just break through match in the hand with Rolling Kick? Like, I know there's elemental advantage, but... Seems a bit unfair. What was I saying? Right, the one Aphrodite from Zeus, the one with the higher kick stat, has God Break, because obviously that's just, you know, the best move. And he can put it off the best. But the one from the International All-Stars, I gave God Knows. One, for the reason that I wanted some diversity, and two, because... There's no two, actually. It's just the one reason. Even true match in the hand is not enough. Yeah, this... I almost feel sorry for these guys. Like, I've tried to tone down our power levels considerably by only using these characters from the teams we'll be facing today. But it appears that was still not enough to curb my chances of winning. Which, you know, is fine. I can live with that. I can live with winning. There we go. Gotanas! I wanted to see this move again. It'd been too long. Like, they always love God Break. Everyone loves God Break, but God Knows is underrated, honestly. 4-0. Guys, I don't think I even need to do anything in the second half, honestly. Perhaps I didn't even need to do anything in the first half either. Like, if we score with Rolling Kick, what's the point of actually trying? We can have some fun with this. I guess. Where's Steve? Here's Steve. There we go. No! Okay. That's my hubris. My hubris going up in flames, literally. I also love this move. I don't know why. Like, something about the echoing voice, it just rubs me the right way. I can't say it like that. It pleases me. Yeah, the nice thing about using these different versions of certain characters is that they also inherit moves from their other versions. Like, obviously the Royal Redux version of Samford doesn't come with Emperor Penguin 7. There you go. He indeed couldn't stop it, Samford. To be expected. Also, one thing I've neglected to mention is, yes, I did change out the orange kit. I felt it would only be appropriate for a challenge like this. Seeing if we can beat Raimon with their own players and their own kits, as it were. I don't think I can switch out the kits mid-tournament. Would be funny if I could. Challenging all the teams in there. Okay, so now he does stop it. That's curious how that works sometimes. Well, surely he can't stop 2 in a row. And I miss Steve. I just wish he was better as a player. Okay, breaks through the wall at least. That's cool. Yeah, that's to be expected. I suppose one thing we could have done to improve... Okay, Nathan, stop. One thing we could have done to improve Steve's chances of scoring was, you know, having Revolution V. But that would require Max, and since we don't have the Raimon version of Max, I thought it'd be kind of unfair to include his Dark Empress version. Because the whole idea was, we're going to use the characters that appear in these teams, so Raimon, Royal Academy, Zeus, but we're not using characters from the Dark Empress, you know? Unless we have one of their base versions. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm making this explanation way too complicated. Perhaps it's not that bad. Yeah. Finally, this Nathan is actually useful as a defender. Because he gets his own Flayer from his Dark Empress version. Or Bushin defense, but... I opted for Ozone Flayer because this Nathan is in the center of defense. He needs to block if he can. Okay. I never realized this Raimon actually has quite the potential for chain shots. With Axel and Kevin in the front there, with Fire Tornado and Dragon Crash. Almost forgot the name. But a full power shield is enough to stop it. And I think we'll be going into half-time with 5-0, yes. Alright, like I said, probably going to be a cakewalk. But for now, that is perfectly fine, because God knows we're going to have a lot more challenging teams in the future. Might as well enjoy the simplicity of this one while we can. Yeah, now we also have the chance to hear some music tracks that we haven't heard in the story mode. And I am particularly looking forward to hearing Bata's theme, if it does show up at some point. I think it'll only feature in the matches against the Go teams, obviously. But that is one I want to hear, if I can. It's also interesting how sometimes the goalkeepers use lower level moves against stronger shots. There we go. Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. Another advantage. We could take this move from Royal Redux Samford and put it on the Royal Academy Samford. It's very handy, because Samford inherently doesn't get a dribble move, though he could really use one, being a forward. Ah yes. And now that these guys are fired up, that's a good opportunity for me to explain that we will still not be using any fire up ourselves. And if we do, the same rules apply. I'll kick the ball out of the field, and basically give up possession of the ball that way. And also end the fired up state, because that's how that works in this game. Yeah, I want to try and make these tournaments as challenging as possible for myself, though most likely some of these are still going to be incredibly easy, such as this one. It is only the introductory tournament, obviously, so it was to be expected, I suppose. Suppose I can flex some of my movement skills on this one then, and just show off the cool moves. Now, speaking of showing off the cool moves, there is quite little synergy between the players we have here. Like, no, we literally have no co-op moves, I believe. Which is fine, we don't need them in this tournament. Would have been cool. But I suppose the co-op moves will come out once we get to the teams that have actual co-op moves. Because, you know, Royal Academy Zeus, they don't have any co-op moves to speak of. Outside of Emperor Penguin and Death Zone, I suppose. But obviously, we don't have access to the players we need for that. We don't have Jude, for one. Yeah, like I said, the lack of synergy is fine for the time being. Synergy will really start getting important when we get to the more difficult teams, like, for example, well, I want to say Inazuma Japan, but Inazuma Japan is really easy to play against, surprisingly. Like, the mark in that team, for some reason, is just ass. Like, Ichigan the Hand doesn't stop anything. That's just my personal experience, though. I don't know how it is for others. Yeah, we can block this. Not at all necessary. We can block that, noted. Let's just do the regular power shield. Should be fine. There we go. What are we going to do in these last 13 minutes? We're just going to play around a bit. We could pull off an Emperor Penguin 1, I suppose. Just to be flashy. I guess not. Where is our defense? There we are. Another Bushin defense. Such a cool move. More people should have had this move. You know who should have had that move? The ninja guy from Neo National. Cloak, I think his name is in English. Like, why does he only have Zanzo? That's... I just now think of that, but what kind of bullshit is that? Like, Shuriken had so many cool moves. Like Shadow Stitch, Spider Web. Sure, Zanzo is one of them, but it's not very impressive. Like, why doesn't he have a shot? He literally has his signature shot, Dirt Ball. Like, some of the design choices in this game are baffling to me. Especially when you see the players from Neo National, like, they should have had a lot more diversity move-wise. As it happens, I actually watched the episode against Neo National yesterday. And, you know, it made me think, how many moves really got scrapped in this game? Like, do the defenders even have Harvest anymore? Probably not, right? I never bothered to check, but... it's a shame when you see how many cool players are actually in Neo National. Okay, that's cool. Ooh, the old offside trap. Always works. Unintentional, by the way, but you know, I'll take the credit for it, it's fine. There we go. This Sanford doesn't let out a bone-rattling screech when he pulls off this move. as opposed to the Royal Redux version, which you will see in due course. At least this one is sane. At least this one isn't literally brainwashed and high on alien steroids. Can we get one more goal in there? Sure. Surely we can. Cap this off with a gold nose. With a hat trick for International All-Stars after. Let's see, I don't know how much the fired up status is going to matter here. Nothing, apparently. As was to be expected, I suppose. There it is. Hatotorikda. Excellent. I think that's the end of the first match. That was a pretty painless victory, as was to be expected, I suppose, against, you know, OG Raimon of all teams. But no, one more stray fire tornado. That's alright. Let's just put out all the stops. Alright, and blow the whistle, rough. It's fine. There we go. Alright, the first match done and dusted. Raimon fall to their knees in defeat. It's kind of funny how easy some of these teams are. It's Raimon, what am I saying? But yeah, there we go. We get points for every match, okay. I thought we only got points at the end of the tournament, but that is wrong, evidently. The music keeps playing because we are thrown straight into the second match against Royal Academy. There it is. We do get the option to obviously switch up the formation and everything, but there is no option to take out players or switch them out. Yeah, not much else to say except let's beat Royal Academy. This is really just going to be the essence of these kinds of videos. Like, it's just match after match after match. And I'll try to keep them as brief as possible, because this is most likely going to be quite a long video. I love the Royal Academy music. It's fun, it's upbeat, and it's menacing. That's all it needs to be. So what can I say about Royal Academy? Well, not much. I mean, they're up against their own goalkeeper. And that was most definitely a foul, like, that was not even remotely close to going for the ball. That's alright. Move by the defense here, this... I keep going up to the front with Steve, just for funsies, but... I love when it actually works. Not this time, most likely. Yeah, seeing the Beast Fang pulled off, that reminds me that I don't know whether the Royal Redux version of King also screams in agony when he pulls off Beast Fang, like Samford does with Emperor Penguin 1. But it's nice to see that they actually did that in Japanese voice acting. Like, you'd never see the English voice acting go that far. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. There's not much we can do, not much room to maneuver when these two killer slide circles slowly encroaching on you. So we're going to lose the ball here, yeah. It's not what I would like to have happen, ideally. I was thoroughly convinced he had a different dribble move, but that's fine. Time for the music to loop. Yeah. Again, like, all of these defenders have Killer Slide. Oh, well, I guess Martin has Cyclone, doesn't he? Thinking about it. I suppose that no, he has Cyclone, that guy with the bob cut. I don't recall it, it's a bit too long. Royal Academy is just... I've blocked it from my memory, what kind of moves they have. I know it's Cyclone and Killer Slide, you know? Okay. Okay, that's fine. How is it that Yes, I can trigger Nathan's block move, but no, he's never in range of the shot. It's interesting, right? Even though I deliberately put him literally in the center of our defense. Okay, well, I guess Jim has the ball now. He does have the useful dribble move. But that's of course because Jim is the GOAT and Nathan is not. Oh, okay. Speaking of moves that they do have in Neo National, Earthquake, they did put that one in, funnily enough. I keep getting tripped up by the triple move, it's so weird. Like, you just get stuck in place for a few seconds. I do need the ball at some point. I would like to score, ideally. So where's literally all of our forwards? There's Samford. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Ooh, I saw an opportunity and went for it, but didn't work out. Beautiful deep pass. There we go. That should be enough to seal the first goal, I think. Unless King absolutely pops off and stops this with Beast Fang. Honestly, I kind of missed King in our goal. I wonder why I didn't use him more. Probably because he kind of falls off at a certain point, unfortunately. You know, there's a threshold at which the OG goalkeepers just can't keep up with all the gimmicks of the Go arc. Like spirits and mix and match, all those co-op shots that they have nowadays. But here we go. Now you can actually get to hear the scream. It's very faithful to the anime, I'll give it that. If not, a bit sinister. But I suppose that was the whole purpose of Royal Redux. 2-0, excellent. Going well. I mean, there's no set score we need to get or anything, so that we get a certain rank. No, in this mode, it's a 50-50. Either you win the cup or you don't. There's no different iterations of this cup depending on how well you do. It's just there. Oh, that's a foul, yeah. No, alright. Bit finicky sometimes, the foul system. I wonder why they never implemented like yellow and red cards in this game. Because, well, they kind of had it in the DS games. I know there was the cut-in, like when a foul was committed with the ref holding up a yellow card, but it didn't actually impact anything. I think that would have been interesting, honestly. You pull off too many fouls and one of your players just gets axed from the team, basically. No, I think that would be an interesting gimmick. It fit in place, you know, with a football game. But I suppose they wanted to keep it enjoyable. They didn't want to make it too realistic. Which I appreciate, definitely. Kimattana, indeed. 3-0. Our victory against Royal Academy is not going to be quite as convincing as against Raimon, I think. What do you mean? You have the ball. I'm missing something. Jude. Oh. I guess that works. And we are fouling up a storm, apparently. Well, most useless kickoff ever. Literally touches the ball and the whistle blows. That's interesting. Thanks, ref. There we go. Let's start pushing forward again. And yeah, like you can see, like Emperor Penguin 1 is so incredibly expensive, TP-wise. Like, Samford had 77 TP, but he couldn't pull off Emperor Penguin 1. I think it's 80 TP, like, ATTP, imagine. But yeah, Emperor Penguin 7 is not quite enough to break through Beast Fang, which was to be expected. Steve the Goat? Almost, it's fine. Okay, why is this defender dribbling up our side of the field? Not what you want to see. Why is he doing it again? What is going on, guys? There we go. Now we give it up to the MVP, Steve, because he's going to net us our 4th goal, obviously. No doubt in my mind. Maybe there's a doubt in my mind. But he broke through match in the hand. You don't know, you never know. Alas, it was a good attempt. Where's our defense? Where's our defense, boys? Where's our defense? Ooh, our defense is fucked, it seems. That's fine. I can't recall the last time I saw this move in this game, honestly. I never let them pull off this move. Easy enough. And my player just gets knocked over before they can even take the ball. Yeah, the matches against these guys are going to be pretty one-sided. Like I said, I did try to curb the power difference a tiny bit, or quite a lot actually. I did a lot to try and make the matches a bit more fair, but at the end of the day, if you've trained your characters, there's a very good chance that you'll just completely wring out these teams. There we go. I actually shouldn't be doing this, I think. I believe Nathan is very close to running out of TP. Yeah, there it is. But, well, that's alright. Not like Royal Academy is going to pose a threat. It's fine. Let's keep it to Emperor Penguin 7. I like how they actually gave the Royal Academy, or Sanford in particular, that move. Because, you know, it was only introduced in the Go arc, but there we go. Interesting how that breaks through. The elemental advantage in this game, it's a bit skewed. Just a tiny bit. Because in a full power shield, I think it's inherently fire element, which would be strong against Emperor Penguin 7's wood element, but you know. I'm not complaining, I'll just take it. Oh, but now he has Beast Fang, so yeah, no, it's not going to work. Unless it is, somehow. Like I said, this is absolutely skewed. Like, there's no way that should have gone through. So I think I might switch out this Sanford if I have time for it. I think I most definitely do have time for it. Let's get the substitute Sanford in there. This is the Inazuma Japan one, yes. He has the same moves as the other Sanford, so nothing really spectacular about him, but useful nonetheless, because it means we actually have some substitutes to work with. Or well, a substitute, because the other one's king and he's not going to do anything in the field. It's funny how we just have 3 Sanfords. I don't know how that happened. Probably my own fault, honestly, because I was the one doing all this scouting. Okay, that's not ideal, but it's not bad either, I guess. Especially if we do this. I don't think that takes out the fired up status though, because Hatch wasn't the one with it. Okay, never mind. I think I should stop speaking. because I've consistently been wrong throughout this match. Yeah, we're almost there. We can make one last push. Like this. And then it's on to Zeus. Zeus is probably going to be the most interesting match out of the bunch, for obvious reasons. Yeah, that one he stops, okay. Intriguing. Intriguing, to say the least. Excellent interception. You love to see that. It's one of my favorite things to do in this game, honestly. Intercepting a pass with a sliding like that. It's just very satisfying somehow. Yeah, for now, it's mostly us being on the offensive, which is not a problem to me, because, you know, it's fun to be aggressive. It's fun to score a lot of goals, obviously, that's the whole point of this game, but I think it'll get more interesting once we get to the more difficult teams. Especially if we're lacking some players, like, we'll have to go backwards in the characters we can use, basically. Like, imagine in the route we play against the Dark Emperors, we'll have to go back to using the Raimon players as well. See, that'll cause a power discrepancy for sure. I think we have the 3 people needed for Dark Phoenix, actually, from the Dark Emperors. Perhaps it won't be too bad. But I'm going way ahead of myself. That's not until, I think, 2 episodes from now, actually. Maybe it's the next one. Imagine remembering the sequences in this game. Imagine remembering anything, actually. You know, just to rub salt in the wound, I'll knock Jude over there, and that'll be the end of the match. That was World Academy, done and dusted. So we went from an 8-0 to a 6-0, which is nice, 310 points. So yeah, we're following the same point distribution as the story mode. Obviously, the less difficult teams are going to net us less points, but still, when you consider we get 300 points times 3, it's 900 points, that's already more than we'd get for like 2 matches combined in the story mode. And then we'll also get points at the end of the tournament, I think. So that'll be something to look forward to. We'll be able to recruit a lot of characters, actually, which will definitely come in handy for the next few tournaments. But here we go. Time for Zeus. Ah, we get to hear... what's it called again? March of the Gods? Yes. Ah, we finally get to hear Zeus's theme again. Excellent. Banger theme. Literally, point me to one person who doesn't love this theme. One person who's played Inazuma 11, that is. Like, I can think of only a few tracks that I like more than this one across the entire Inazuma OST. I think one of them would have to be Bata's theme. Then again, that's kind of close. There we go, that's the 1-0. Quick! Quick goal to start things off. It's good. And every time we score, it starts right from the beginning, this track. It's good. Shouldn't distract myself by whistling the theme. Rather, I should just focus on dribbling, I think. My focus does tend to wane a bit after multiple matches in a row like this. But I still think this is a fun game mode to actually, you know, try your hand at. It challenges you to build a team that can go up against multiple different threats. And I think we did that quite well, despite the limited resources that we have. Apollo, no, don't do that, please. Let me through. I just want to make this as painless for you as possible, my guy. Just get it over with right quick. Oh, that is one of the most atrocious passes I've made in a long while. And they're firing up. Alright, it's okay, I guess. We can prevent that from happening. There we go. Make short work of that. So funny that this guy is Heaven's Time. I don't know why. To me, that feels like such an overpowered move for this guy to have. Honestly, going by the canon, it feels like that move is only suited to be wielded by Aphrodite. At least that's how I feel about it. Like, I don't think in the anime any player other than Aphrodite was able to use Heaven's Time. But then again, they had to take some liberties with the moveset creation in this game. And I do appreciate the creative liberty. Just, you know, some of the choices do not make sense, like I said before. The Goat Steve? You think I can dribble all the way up to the goalkeeper like this? No, because Hira's there with Killer Slide. But I can definitely do it like this. I don't know what this is going to achieve. Again, I'm probably just doing this for the meme. Alas, alas. The day Steve breaks through that with rolling kick, that'll be the day, man. There we go. No. Oh, that is bad. Well, it's not bad because it's Zeus, so there's no real consequence of losing the ball there, but you know, bigger number, better player, so I'd like to have more ball possession if I can. Oh, that was quite an excellent maneuver, actually. Just jumping past two of my sliding tackles like that. Impressive, not gonna lie. Mokozuru! Some of the voices in this game crack me up, man. Like, there's a fine line between amazing Inazuma voice acting and just hilarious voice acting. It's a very fine line. Most of the voice acting in this game is pristine, though. I can't complain about any of it, really. Has only Aphrodite scored so far? No, Sanford was the first goal, I think. Must sting to be scored against by your own player, in essence. There we go, let's get another one in. That was a quick one. Defense wasn't very tight on that one, wasn't paying attention. Another skin-crawling screech by Sanford. And another goal. I'm not even trying to hype it up anymore by this point, honestly, because, you know, the first half isn't even over. Man. This game's too easy. I say that in jest, obviously. Really, I thought this tournament would pose a bit more of a challenge, but it seems that between the story mode and this mode, they didn't really amp up the power for any of these teams. They seem pretty much the same for me. Then again, I didn't check any of their stats. Most likely they're all going to be D and E. Also, I don't know what I'm doing with this, but I guess I'll just give it up. One more kick. One more shot with Steve. Tsunami ball? Okay. Potential? Potential to break through? Ah. Sad. Again, I'm wondering how some of these actions are not What just happened? What did I do? I thought he just made an action with the ball without having the ball. Okay, one more half, and that'll be this tournament done and dusted. I'll just break through. Not going to happen, Aphrodite. Boink. Okay. What are we going to do now? Now I'm here. And now I don't have the ball anymore. Excellent strategy, Fates. You love to see that. They will show us the power of God, apparently. So far, the power of God has been surprisingly underwhelming. I'm sorry to say, Ares. I know you're probably trying your best, but you're nothing compared to our players. Poseidon. See if you can stop this one from close range. Nope, of course you can't. Yeah, our team composition at the moment is quite a standard one, I want to say. Like, we have the forwards who are doing all the shots, I suppose. We don't have any liberos or anything of that kind. And we also have a defense like a Swiss cheese, apparently. Full of holes. Nathan is never there, he's never on time to block any shots. That maneuver is so jarring. I don't know why I keep using it, honestly. Like, I've had it used against me and it seemed so good. It seemed so broken. But then I use it, and it's just so static and ineffective. It's like the final boss when you fight against him, and the final boss when you get to play him. Yeah, I'm happy this Nathan is finally pulling his weight. It only took getting a different version of him. A small price to pay for a functioning defender. Right, Aphrodite from Zeus, showing these Zeus players how it's really done. Right at the drop of the music as well. See, why is he using Tsunami Wall? Is it because he knows he's not going to stop it? He could have used Gigant Wall, but he didn't. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I said earlier. Some of the, like, sometimes the goalkeepers just use weaker moves against stronger shots, and that was interesting. Also a fun thing to do, just swiping the ball like that. No, Apollo just beat me to it. What are they doing? Oh! Possibly the greatest action I've made all video. But now the problem is, we don't have anything to stop them with. We don't have anything to stop Aphrodite with, specifically. I think King should probably be fine. I don't imagine he'll break through this. But who knows, I've seen bigger surprises. No, okay, that's fine. And I just noticed we actually kind of do retain the orange kit we had before with King's orange captain band. We do retain some of the Dutch pride I tried to install on this team. Perhaps in vain, but... Yeah, I was going to say, surely I don't break through this. Killer Slide. It's interesting that this Hera has Killer Slide. Like, why would you have Killer Slide in Zeus? It makes sense for his iteration in Neo National, but this one's just kinda silly. Also, having seen Mega Quake just now, is this a good time to plug my Zeus Jr. multi-language video? I think it is. I covered Divine Arrow, Mega Quake, and Dash Storm in one video. One very handy fragment in the episode against Zeus. If you want to check it out, I'll have a card in the top right of the screen right now, I suppose. I thought it was a pretty good video. But, you know, I'm biased. But still, I'd really appreciate it if you could check it out. There we go, 7-0. Nice. We can make one last push. Just start pushing forward again. But yeah, me and my translators always work very hard to deliver some good multi-language videos, and I think the effort pays off time after time. We actually have a new video in the works right now, or well, new, quote-unquote. It's going to be another revamp after the relative success of my Imagine the Hand video, where I also revamped God Knows. Kinda killed two birds with one stone. What that's going to be, it's going to be a surprise as of yet. I hope to roll it out next week or the week after. It's fine. Let's keep it to Emperor Penguin 7. But it's going to be a pretty good one. More dubs than ever before. So I hope you'll be looking forward to that one, as I finish off this match with not a goal. Interestingly. It's crazy how much this one move ups Nathan's usability in this form. Like, who would have thought that all you need to make a defensive player good is a defense move? Who would have thunk? Nathan, could you, like... No? Okay, no. That's fine. I guess your other iteration did enough. And you as well. As King will have to stave off this one on his own. Which I'm sure he's able to do, despite the fired up status on Aphrodite. There we go. Easy enough. And I think that is definitively it. However, nothing. However, nothing. That's it. That was the match against Zeus, and with that, that has been the first tournament. In hindsight, it's kinda interesting how they call it the tournament mode when you never really see anything of the tournament. Could have probably called it a relay mode instead, but doesn't really matter. That is the end of the first tournament. And with that, we get this screen with all our players. Most of them don't even look that happy, they look quite miffed, honestly. Like, funnily enough, Aphrodite is the only one that's, like, remotely smiling. But there we go, that's the Football Frontier Cup, I think. And we get to take another one of these pictures. Yeah, we get to take these every time we beat a tournament, I think. That'll actually be nice. We'll kinda have an oversight of all the players we recruited along the way. And there we go, we got 3 manuals, I think. And 4,000 points! Jesus Christ, imagine! 4,000 points! What the hell, man? So in total, we got like 5,000 points across this whole tournament. I thought we'd get like 500 points at the end of the tournament. Mind you, like, I'm just going to fulfill all the requests that are still pending by this point. Who cares? I can, so why not? There we go. That is the first tournament done and dusted. I wonder, can we see the pictures anywhere? Oh, I can see the moves here? I didn't even know that. Okay, well, you learn something new every day. I've tried in vain to find the picture, but I think it was just an aesthetic thing at the end of the tournament. Yeah, the trophy is here now. Like I said, they'll be put onto this shelf, and then once you've beaten all of the tournaments, you have this nice lineup of trophies. For now, we have the Golden Football Frontier Cup, and like 8,000 points to work with. So like I said, we're going to recruit all the characters that are still pending from their requests. So I'm just going to go in order of how they've been requested on the last video or the video prior to that. First and foremost, we have a request by Drago, who wants to see Bay Laurel on the team. If I recall, that is a player from Kirkwood in the Go arc. This is him, I think. He is quite a good player, if I recall, actually. He has access to Triangle Double Z, and he gets a Spirit, judging by the 3 blue bars he's able to fill. Let's see, what kind of moves does he have access to, actually? It's a long shot, I think that's Ballista Barrage, and then he also has access to a level 3 dribble move, apparently. That might be Britannia Cross, but yes, he is coming onto the team. Thank you very much, Drago, for this request. And welcome aboard Bay Laurel. Alright, second request is going to be one by Gabriel Clamont. He requested we pick up either Mark or Nelly, because surprisingly neither of them have been requested so far. And upon asking which version of Mark he wanted, he said he would like to see Inazuma National Mark. Of course, this is the second best version of Mark after Adult Mark, but this Mark is still nothing to scoff at. He does have Megaton Head as a shot, and he has access to various goalkeeper moves. This is Mage in the Hand, Shin Mage in the Hand, and Ichigi in the Hand respectively, and then he also has Hammer of Fury and God Hand, of course, which for some reason he doesn't have in this iteration by default. And he has 3 blue bars to fill. That's interesting, because I don't think... No, he can't have a Spirit. Oh, perhaps it's because he gets a special move. I think that might be it. But for now, I'm going to happily accept this request by Gabriel, and I'm going to say thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome aboard, Mark. And then third, we have another request for a goalkeeper, if my memory serves. It is by Skull Knight. After first enabling us to get Omega Assault by requesting Gamma, he has now requested we pick up Shuten, who I think is the keeper of Xenarch's domain, this guy. So kind of impressive actually, because he starts with a B rank in goalkeeping, or rather in catch I should say. So that means once we fill one of his blue bars, he has access to an A rank in catch, and you know, another keeper is always welcome. Thank you very much, Skull Knight, and welcome aboard Shuten. And I believe that with that, we've reached the end of the requests, and with that, the end of this Inazuma 11 GO Strikers video. It was a blast to get back to this game. Not quite sure how well I did commentary-wise. It does tend to be a little difficult to, you know, talk over 3 matches, but I will strive to do my best in the future, and I hope this was an entertaining concept for you guys. But if you came to this point in the video, thank you very much. I very much appreciate your patronage, and I hope you'll tune into the next one as well. As per usual, the requests to leave in the comments, any character requests, leave as many as you like, honestly, because we'll have like 10,000 points to work with after the next tournament. And every character we recruit now is 1 character less I have to worry about in future tournaments, so please, by all means, drop those character requests. But that being said, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video when we tackle the tournament against 80s Academy, Chaos, and the Dark Emperors. Goodbye!